I got news for you. Power is not control. It is not intimidation. It is not image. It is not how many people you can make feel small so you feel big. Power, by its original design, is stewardship and responsibility over value. Write this down. Power is the accountable management of God-given value for the benefit of others. And when you manage value well, influence follows you like a shadow at noon. Jesus said, whoever would be great among you must be your servant. And that means greatness is not loudness, it is usefulness. Influence is not a badge, it is a blessing you carry and distribute. Now hear the law. Manipulation is the lazy man's substitute for substance. It is borrowed authority without internal weight. It is like renting a crown for a day with no kingdom to rule, like inflatable muscles that deflate when the wind changes. Write this down. Counterfeit power must always push, but true authority only needs to show up. By their fruits you will know them, not by their slogans, not by their followers, by fruit, by value, by solutions that serve. Some of you walked in here wounded because somebody used you, pressured you, guilted you, even spiritually bullied you, and then called it leadership. They took your loyalty like a loan and never paid the interest of honor. They made you feel that if you love God, you must obey me, and tied your conscience to their insecurity. I want to name it so you can heal it. That is manipulation. The apostle wrote, we have renounced the hidden things of shame, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of God deceitfully. If shame was the tool, it wasn't the kingdom. If fear was the leash, it wasn't leadership. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Let me draw the boundary in permanent ink. Kingdom influence must be clean. If you have to twist arms, you don't have influence, you have fear. If you must fog the room to move the crowd, you don't have clarity, you have control. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, which means unjust weights, rigged scales, tilted conversations, hidden fees in the soul are offensive to heaven. Write this down. Real influence never needs tricks. Say it with me, everybody. Clean power. Tell your neighbor, I will not manipulate to matter. Say it again like you believe it. I will not manipulate to matter. Are there eagles in this room? Then lift your head. You don't beg for altitude when your wings are built for it. You don't borrow voices when your value can speak. From this moment forward, measure power by stewardship, not show. By service, not pressure. By fruit, not fear. And may your name be trusted because your motives are clean, your value is real, and your influence is love in action. Now, let's lay the foundation like bedrock under your feet. Write this down. Purpose is the blueprint. Authority is the electricity that flows when the wires match the plan. Everything the Creator made, He defined before He assigned. In Genesis, He said, let us make man in our image and let them have dominion. He gave identity, then function, and out of that function came authority. Fish were told to swarm the seas, birds to fill the skies, and they don't have to manipulate water or wine. Their design gives them permission. I got news for you. When you align with purpose, influence becomes natural because authority is the fruit of design. Titles are paper, authority is weight. Positions are given by men, authority is recognized by those you serve. You can pin a badge on a pigeon, but it won't make him an eagle. You can call yourself director of anything, but if you don't direct solutions, people will politely nod and secretly ignore you. People submit to what consistently serves them. Please write that down. The shepherd's voice is not big because it is loud. It is big because it has led the flock to pasture every season. That is why Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice, not because of volume, but because of value and verifiable care. Let me give you the law of recognition. Write it down. Value attracts attention. Character sustains attention. Purpose directs attention. If you're chasing attention without building value, you will rent the room and be evicted by midnight. If you get attention and you lack character, you will keep the mic and lose the people. If you have value and character but no purpose, you will be busy and barren, doing many things and advancing nothing. Say it with me. My influence is my stewardship. Again, with conviction. My influence is my stewardship. Now hear the contrast and make a holy decision. Machiavelli taught princes how to keep power. Green lists laws to win the game, but the kingdom does not teach you to win the room and lose your soul. Jesus asked, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? The world's tactics may secure a throne today and forfeit a legacy tomorrow. Kingdom influence teaches you to build without bleeding out your integrity, to expand without shrinking your spirit. Authority is not in the chair, it's in the charge. You can have a junior title and major authority if you solve major problems. I've seen custodians who carried more influence than executives because the building obeyed their wisdom and the people trusted their word. I've seen quiet nurses set the culture of entire wards because they turned pain into care with precision day after day. Write it down. Purpose produces power. Not politics, not personality, purpose. Proverbs says, many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. To prevail means to outlast, outwait, outlive the trend. Eagles don't apply for the sky. They were designed to own it. Are there eagles in this room? Then stop begging for altitudes your wings already qualify you for. Put your gift back in its right environment. Submit your ambition to your assignment and let your design do the talking. Say it again until it sits in your bones. My influence is my stewardship. And when you walk out of here, don't chase a title, chase alignment, because in the kingdom, when purpose leads, authority follows. I got news for you. The wealthiest spot on this planet is not the diamond mines of South Africa. It's not the oil fields of the Middle East. It's not the gold of South America. The wealthiest spot on this planet is 2 miles from your house. It's the cemetery. Write this down. The greatest loss on earth is unexpressed assignment, dreams that were never built, businesses that were never born, solutions that stayed locked behind fear and approval addiction. There are songs buried under grass, patterns under headstones, books in boxes called coffins. And I came here with a holy irritation to break that curse off your life before your breath runs out. Why do so many reach for manipulation? Listen carefully. Manipulation is often the panic of wasted potential. When you have not developed the value your gift demanded, you try to rush the harvest by forcing the season, pushing people, fogging meetings, inflating numbers, because deep down you are afraid that time will expose what you didn't build. Write this down. Shortcuts are slow poison. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom, says Psalm 90:12. Wisdom doesn't panic, it prepares. Wisdom doesn't coerce, it cultivates. Wisdom knows that legacy is the byproduct of value consistently delivered with clean motives. Before you die, hear me, before you die, make a decision to do it the kingdom way. Grow, serve, practice, refine, repent, repeat, improve, and let your fruit do your talking. Paul said near the end, I have fought the good fight, I have finished my course, I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7. Finish what? His assignment. Not famous, finished. The parable of the talents ends with, well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Matthew 25-23. Well done is a stewardship verdict, not a popularity award. Let me give you 2 endings. Ending number 1, admired but empty. Plenty of followers, no fruit. Loud rooms, quiet legacy. People clapped when you entered, but nobody could eat when you left because you brought no bread. You rendered attention and died bankrupt of impact. Ending number 2, quiet but fulfilled. Maybe no spotlight, but you saw problems that kept children in school, leaders honest, marriages healed, products excellent, teams empowered. Your name became a bridge. People crossed over trouble on the strength of your integrity. Which ending will be read over your bones? Are there eagles in this room? Then write this down right now. One area I've been trying to force instead of build. Name it. Skills you skipped. Character you excused. Training you avoided. Relationships you used instead of served. Name it and repent. Speak to your neighbor. Look him in the face and declare, I will die empty, fulfilled. Say it again with conviction. I will die empty, fulfilled. From this moment forward, choose the slow fire that tempers steel. Build muscles you don't have to flex. Become so valuable that manipulation embarrasses you. And when the storm of pressure comes, you won't rush people, you will raise them. That is legacy. That is clean power. That is influence. The cemetery cannot steal. Identity determines strategy. Write that down. If you think like a pigeon, you will plan like a pigeon. If you see yourself as an eagle, you will move like an eagle. Pigeons live for crumbs and applause. Eagles live for altitude and assignment. Pigeons fill the square waiting on someone to drop yesterday's lunch. Eagles study the thermals and climb without begging. Pigeons depend on the crowd to feel big. Eagles depend on design to be steady. The fear of man brings a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord shall be safe. Proverbs 29-25. The marketplace exposes it. Identity leaks. When pressure hits, the pigeon scrambles for approval. The eagle stabilizes for vision. Let me define pigeon influence so you can renounce it. Write this down. Pigeon influence is people pleasing dressed as leadership. It is approval addiction with a tie on. It manages image more than it manages outcomes. It forms gossip-based alliances, little backroom coalitions built on whispers and flattery, trading influence like counterfeit currency. It says yes too quickly, no too late, and maybe too often. It cannot stand being ignored. So when it is not celebrated, it panics and coerces urgent emails with foggy reasons, guilt trips disguised as team spirit, numbers inflated to impress sponsors. And when threatened, it tightens its grip and calls it vision. That's not vision, that's vanity with a microphone. Say this softly to yourself: I am finished with crumbs. Now hear the contrast and choose your species. Eagle influence is clarity, restraint, disciplined speech, consistent delivery, and long-term trust. Write this down. Eagles are clear. Habakkuk said, write the vision, make it plain. And eagles make it so plain that people can run with it without being pushed. Eagles practice restraint storms. Do not make them flap. They spread wings and convert pressure into lift. Eagles are disciplined in speech. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. No gossip, no spin, no leaks, just truth. Eagles deliver consistently, on time, on quality, on purpose, long enough for trust to grow roots. And because their identity is anchored in assignment, they do not panic when they are not celebrated. Jesus stood silent before accusers when silence served the mission. Matthew 27-14. That's authority without insecurity. That's influence without theater. Are there eagles in this room? Then join me at the top. No tricks, just truth. We will not chase rooms. Rooms will seek solutions and we will carry them. Say it with me. I am not a pigeon. Say it again until your bones believe you. I am not a pigeon. Tell your neighbor, leave the crumbs, take the sky. Now write this down and never erase it. I will not negotiate my integrity for attention. Again, louder to your own heart. I will not negotiate my integrity for attention. When you adopt the eagle identity, you stop chasing influence and start carrying it. Because influence is not a crowd reaction. It is a character emission. It is altitude that brings its own weather. Choose the sky today. Clean motives, clear vision, disciplined words, faithful delivery, and watch the marketplace do what it always does to eagles. It looks up. Now that you have chosen the sky, I'm going to give you 7 laws. Write them down. These are not tips. These are principles. Laws do not ask your feelings for permission. They work when you work them. They fail when you violate them. Kingdom influence is not a personality. It is a principle system that produces trust-based power. Say it with me. Trust-based power. Again, trust-based power. Zechariah said, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, which means not by muscle, not by manipulation, but by alignment with the Creator's design. These 7 will take your motives, shape your methods, build your relationships, and produce multiplication without pressure. Write this down. This is a transformation system. Motives to methods to relationships to multiplication to legacy. Each law increases your influence and decreases your need to control anyone. The more you master them, the quieter your leadership becomes and the louder your fruit speaks. But hear me like a father. These laws will confront your insecurity, your impatience, and your ego. They will put thorns in your comfort nest. They will send you into storms you would have avoided. And they will test your circle like an x-ray. Pressure is not punishment here. Pressure is training for altitude. Diamonds are born like that. Eagles rise like that. Leaders are proven like that. Now, write down the 7 laws of kingdom influence. Number 1, become so valuable you don't need tricks. Value is the magnet. Solutions are the sound of authority. When you increase value, manipulation becomes beneath you. Number 2, keep your motives clean. Influence multiplies where intentions are pure. Love and truth tied around your neck. Win favor and a good name with God and man. Proverbs 3:3-4. Number 3, build trust through time and test. Covenant beats charisma. Anyone can attract a crowd. Only character can keep a covenant. Number 4, speak with vision, not vagueness. Clarity is a form of love. Write the vision, make it plain so people can run without being pushed. Number 5, use pressure for altitude. Storms prove the weight of your character. Eagles don't escape the wind, they convert it. Number 6, multiply others. Influence that doesn't empower becomes domination. If your gift only makes you bigger, your leadership is smaller than you think. Number 7, guard your circle. You become like the company you keep. Your environment will either protect your integrity or pressure you into manipulation. Please write this sentence in bold in your mind. These 7 will make you trustworthy before they make you visible. And by the time visibility arrives, you won't need to force anything. Are there eagles in this room? Then say it with me. I submit to the system. Again, I submit to the system, because systems secure results when motivation runs out. Now, the first law, become so valuable you don't need tricks. Write this down. Value is the ability to remove pain and produce outcomes predictably. Value is solutions plus competence plus consistency. If it doesn't solve and if it doesn't last, it is not value. It is theater. I got news for you. Manipulation is the language of people who run out of solutions. When your hands can heal a problem, your mouth doesn't have to hustle the room. Proverbs 22:29 says, do you see a man skilled in his work? He will stand before kings, not loud men, skilled men, not trendy tested. This is the law becomes so valuable you don't need tricks. Let me teach you a concept. Write it down. Influence has weight. In Hebrew, glory means weight, substance. When there is substance in you, your words carry gravity. You don't have to shout to move the room. Your weight bends the atmosphere. People stop scrolling when weight walks in. When your solutions are proven, your yes is heavy, your advice is heavy, your presence is heavy, because you've delivered and delivered and delivered again. Let another praise you and not your own mouth. Proverbs 27:2. Why? Because fruit testifies louder than self-promotion. Say it with me. Weight over volume. Now let me expose the counterfeits. And please don't get offended, get free. Exaggeration is counterfeit weight. Name dropping is rented authority. Manufactured urgency, last chance, every Tuesday is panic in a tie. Inflated metrics without verifiable outcomes are fog machines masking an empty stage. You don't need to say strategic every sentence if you're not solving anything strategic. If your deck has more logos than case studies, you're clothing insecurity in a slideshow. Write this down. When value rises, theatrics die. Are there eagles in this room? Eagles don't paint their feathers gold. They train their wings for lift. Practical now, let's build weight. Master your craft. Set a schedule with blood in it. Ecclesiastes 9:10 says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might, not with your mood, with your might. Study to show yourself approved. A workman who does not need to be ashamed. 2 Timothy 2:15. That means drill till excellence becomes normal. Deepen your message. Read widely. Think deeply. Test humbly. If you're in sales, master discovery and objection handling. If you're a designer, master typography and accessibility. If you're a pastor, master exegesis and people care. Learn the pain points of the people you serve. Sit with them, listen, ask, what keeps you awake. What would good look like? Then build solutions and pilot them small before you promise them big. Be known for results on time, on budget, on standard. Luke 16:10 says, he who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. Consistency is how value grows roots. Write this equation where you can see it every day. Skill time, schedule time, standard equals value. Raise the skill through practice. Protect the schedule with discipline. Lift the standard with accountability, and the value will rise. When value rises, rooms look for you. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Proverbs 18:16. Gifts make room. Tricks crowd the room. Activation time. Write down the one skill you must sharpen this quarter. One. Put a number on it. Hours per week. Books to absorb. Reps to complete. Mentors to consult. Tell your neighbor, I will increase my value. Say it again. Tell your soul hears you. I will increase my value. Because when your value increases, your need to manipulate decreases. Solutions speak louder than schemes. And from this day, let your fruit do your talking and let your weight do your walking. We built weight. Now we must purify the engine that carries it. Write this down. Motive is the hidden engine of influence. Heaven reads the heart before it audits the outcomes. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the motives. Proverbs 16:2. The same act can be ministry or manipulation depending on intent. The same sentence can be shepherding or seduction depending on what you want from the person hearing it. Weight without purity doesn't carry people, it crushes them. And I don't want your gift to become a bulldozer because your heart stayed ungoverned. Let me confront it like a father. Manipulation is spiritual poverty. It tries to take today what only trust can give over time. It robs affection instead of earning it. It extracts loyalty instead of deserving it. It counterfeits covenant with charisma. Write this down. Impure motives turn influence into exploitation, but clean motives turn influence into ministry. Jesus said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5-8. If you cannot see God in what you're building, you will start seeing people as tools, and tools are for using, not for loving. Are there eagles in this room? Eagles don't feed on flattery or control. They feed on clarity and assignment. Now, I want you to take out your pen. This is a heart audit. Write down these questions and don't lie to yourself. Number one, do I want to help them or own them? Write it. Number two, do I want partnership or worship? Number three, if no one knew I did this, would I still do it? Number four, when they say no, do I bless their freedom or punish their distance? Number five, am I more excited about their progress or my platform? Galatians 1:10 asks, am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Your answers will tell you if you're serving people or using people to heal your insecurity. How do we keep motives clean? Write this down. Private accountability. Keep a Nathan who can tell you no and you still say thank you. Confess your ego before you act. Pride unconfessed becomes pressure applied. Serve without being seen. Schedule anonymous service like you schedule meetings. Give in secret, build in secret, help in secret, so your soul remembers who you work for. Matthew 6. Refuse shortcuts. If clarity can do the work, never use pressure. If time can prove it, never fabricate urgency. If results can speak, let silence be your marketing. Pray David's prayer before you pitch, hire, sell, or post. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Psalm 51:10. Let me give you a test you can use this week. Write it down. Take one decision you're about to make and remove your benefit from the equation. If it still blesses them, proceed. If it collapses, your motive was the glue, not God. Remember, man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16-7. Heaven's promotion flows where hearts are safe. Activation now. Say it with me. I will not use people to heal my insecurity. Again, louder. I will not use people to heal my insecurity. Tell your neighbor, my motive will be love. My method will be clarity. My measure will be fruit. Are there eagles in this room? Then purify the engine. When intentions are pure, trust multiplies. When trust multiplies, authority settles. And when authority settles, you won't need manipulation. Your life will preach, your service will sing, and your legacy will feed generations. Now, law number 3, write this down. Trust is not a feeling. Trust is math. Time plus test equals trust. Consistency speaks louder than gifting. Most men proclaim their own goodness, but a faithful man who can find? Proverbs 20:6. I got news for you. Charisma can rent a room for a night, but only tested trust can own a future. Say it with me. Covenant beats charisma. Again, covenant beats charisma. Manipulation rushes. Trust waits. Manipulation scripts a moment. Trust survives a season. Manipulation inflates numbers under no pressure. Trust repeats results under heavy wind. The Bible says confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Proverbs 25:19. When trouble comes, charisma cracks, covenant carries. Write this down. The storm is not your enemy. It is your x-ray. It shows you what will hold when the load increases. Let me take you back to the eagle. Are there eagles in this room? Then listen as students. Eagles always test before they trust. The female eagle does not choose a mate because he flaps loud. She chooses because he proves long. She lifts a twig, drops it, and the male must catch it before it strikes the ground. Then she finds a heavier twig, higher altitude, stronger wind, and drops it again. He must catch it again and again and again. Why? Write this down. Trust is the memory of consistent catches. Only when he has a history under pressure does she covenant. Covenant before intimacy. Proof before promises. That's kingdom order. Now, testing without suspicion. Write it down. We do not spy. We verify patterns. Test all things. Hold fast what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Watch money. Give small stewardship and see if it returns multiplied or missing. Watch sex and boundaries. Do they respect lines when no one is watching? Watch honor. How do they speak about the absent? Because that is how they will speak about you when you leave the room. Watch conflict. Do they attack problems or people? Watch disappointment. When you say no, do they bless your freedom or punish your distance? Trust is not built by big promises. It is revealed by small patterns. Practical now. Write these habits down. Under promise and over deliver. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Clarify expectations up front. Scope, budget, timeline, no fog, no hidden fees. Keep confidences. If they told you in private, that is a vault, not a microphone. Apologize quickly. Psalm 15 describes the one who swears to his own hurt and does not change. If you miss it, own it, amend it, and move right. Document agreements cleanly send the summary, sign the scope, timestamp the deadline so memory cannot manipulate meaning. Show up on time, every time. Reliability is love on a clock. It is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. 1 Corinthians 4:2. Found faithful means someone looked and there you were doing what you said, the way you said, when you said. Activation now. Write down the one trust repair you must make this week. One overdue promise to fulfill. One apology to deliver without excuses. One refund to issue. One confidential leak to seal with repentance and restitution. Are there eagles in this room? Then rise above excuses. Make the call. Send the email. Deliver the work. Restore the bridge. Tell your neighbor, my word has weight. Say it again like thunder. My word has weight. From today, build a reputation that your children can spend. Charisma attracts attention, but tested trust earns authority that lasts. And when authority lasts, you will not need manipulation. Your covenant will do your talking. Law number 4, write this down. Speak with vision, not vagueness, because clarity is a form of love. I got news for you. Fog is the playground of manipulators. When your words are muddy, someone will always step in with pressure to push people where clarity should have led them. God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33. If confusion keeps showing up in your meetings, your memos, your ministry, check your vision. Are there eagles in this room? Then rise above the fog. Vision gives direction to influence. Without it, you will chase applause. With it, you will build alignment. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint. Proverbs 29-18. Write this down. No vision, no boundaries, no trust. And let me give you some word logic division. Die means two. Vision means sight. Division is two sights in the same space. When people can't see, they split, suspect, and struggle. But when they can see, they can consent, align, or decline without pressure. Say it with me. Clarity is kindness. Again, clarity is kindness. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Plain means legible, actionable, testable. Not poetry that nobody can obey. Not slogans that require mind reading. For if the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who will prepare for battle? 1 Corinthians 14:8. Uncertain sound equals uncertain steps. Write this down. Vague leaders create busy followers. Clear leaders create brave partners. Practical. Now, build your communication authority. Number one, define purpose. Why do we exist? One sentence, not seven. Number two, define values, how we behave when no one is watching. Pick 5 behaviors you will reward and 5 you will not tolerate. Number three, define boundaries, what we will not do, even if it pays. Boundaries are love's guardrails. Number 4, define outcomes, what win looks like in numbers, dates, and deliverables. Number 5, define cadence, who decides what, by when, and how feedback flows. Say what you mean what you say. Stop hitting and start honoring. Hints control. Clarity respects consent. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. Matthew 5:37. Eagles have clarity. Scientists tell us they can see their prey from miles away. Pigeons peck dust and argue over crumbs. Eagles lock on the target and glide with purpose. Write this down. Focus is mercy. When you make it plain, people can run without being pushed. If they cannot run, don't pressure them. Clarify for them. If they still cannot run, bless them and release them. Clean vision cleans the room. Activation now. Write the sentence of your mission in one line one. Begin with this. We exist to. Then list 3 outcomes for the next 90 days, each with a number and a date. Add 3 non-negotiable values that govern your speech. No spin, no gossip, no fog. Tell your neighbor, I choose clarity over control. Say it with me. Clarity is kindness. Again, louder. Clarity is kindness. When your vision is clear, your influence becomes clean because people can consent, align, or decline without pressure. And when pressure is no longer your tool, trust becomes your transport. That is kingdom communication. That is love with a voice that leads. Law number 5, write this down. Use pressure for altitude. Storms prove the weight of your character. I got news for you. Pressure doesn't create your motive, it exposes it. Manipulators panic in storms because they were depending on control, not character. They were renting compliance, not earning covenant. Proverbs 24:10 says, if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Adversity does not shrink you, it measures you. Are there eagles in this room? Then listen with your wings. The eagle does not fear a storm. The eagle waits for it. Scientists tell us that when dark clouds gather and the wind begins to roar, the eagle doesn't run for the trees. It heads for the front. It locks its wings, catches the thermal, and lets the very wind that terrifies pigeons become its elevator. Write this down. Adversity can elevate your influence if you stay consistent. Eagles don't flap in panic, they glide in principle. They don't perform desperation, they practice design. Let me name the common storm triggers so you can refuse the trap. Betrayal when someone you train turns and speaks against you. Slow growth when results lag and you're tempted to inflate numbers to look impressive. Financial strain when cash is tight and you consider cutting ethical corners to save the vision. Criticism when voices attack your reputation and you want to clap back with slander, leaks, or revenge. These are the moments when leaders either become gold or glitter. Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery trial as though some strange thing happened to you. 1 Peter 4:12. Strange? No, strategic. The heat is a refiner, not a funeral. Here is your storm protocol. Write it down. Number 1, tighten integrity. Reduce gray zones. Audit your expenses, your promises, your private habits. Psalm 15 says, the righteous swears to his own hurt and does not change. Keep the standard even when it cuts your convenience. Number 2, communicate more clearly. In storms, fog multiplies. Over-clarify purpose, decisions, and timelines. Silence breeds suspicion. Number 3, keep your promises. Even small commitments become anchors in heavy wind. Deliver what you can. Renegotiate what you must. Never vanish. Number 4, refuse revenge. Vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. Romans 12:19. Bless, don't blast. Document, don't defame. Let fruit defend you. Number 5, pray and plan. Philippians 4:6. Be anxious for nothing with thanksgiving. Pray to purify the heart. Plan to steward the work. Number 6, don't perform desperation. No frantic discounts that violate value. No clickbait morality. No foggy metrics. James 1:4 says, let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Patience is not passivity. It is principled persistence under pressure. Activation now. Tell your neighbor, this storm is my training. Say it again. Until fear hears you, this storm is my training. Write down the one temptation you must refuse under pressure: revenge, flattery, hidden debt, inflated claims, shady partners. Name it and nail it to the cross in prayer. Are there eagles in this room? Spread your wings and hold your standard, because storms do not reduce true influence. They refine it and raise it. And when the clouds clear, you won't just still be standing. You'll be higher than when the thunder started. Law number 6, write this down. Multiply others. Kingdom influence is empowerment. The goal is not dependence on you. The goal is development through you. If your influence doesn't empower people, it will eventually control people. And control is the quiet cancer of leadership. I got news for you. Domination is not leadership. It is a confession of insecurity dressed like authority. Are there eagles in this room? Then listen like architects of legacy. Scripture is clear. 2 Timothy 2:2 says, what you have heard from me, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. That's 4 generations in one sentence. That is multiplication. Ephesians 4:12 commands leaders to equip the saints for the work of ministry, not monopolize it. Write this down. If they always need you, you failed them. Influence by design is distributive, not addictive. Let me expose the domination patterns. Do not be offended. Be free. Hoarding information. If you won't document your process, you're building a prison, not a platform. Emotional dependency. If they must check your mood to do their job, you're discipling fear, not faith. Fear-based loyalty. If people stay because they dread consequences, you're a warden, not a father. Punishing dissent. If honest disagreement gets public shaming, exclusion, or lost opportunities, you have swapped covenant for coercion. But among you it shall not be so. Whoever would be great among you must be your servant. Mark 10:43. Write this down. Service shares power. Manipulation collects rent. Now a multiplication pathway. Simple, repeatable, accountable. Number 1, identify gifts. Look for grace, not just enthusiasm. Ask, where do you find ease that helps others? Gifts have fruit trails. Number 2, provide training. Don't just tell, show. Build playbooks, run drills, model decisions, explain the why. Number 3, give safe responsibility. Create sandbox assignments where mistakes are lessons, not executions. Authority with guardrails breeds courage. Number 4, celebrate growth. Reward behavior, not just outcomes. Clap for progress, not only perfection. Affirmation is fertilizer. Number 5, release without resentment. When they're ready to fly higher, even beyond you, bless them publicly. You are a launch pad, not a lid. A grain of wheat, if it dies, it bears much fruit. John 12:24. Let some of your spotlight die so harvest can live. Build a culture that makes multiplication normal. Write this down. Transparent metrics, numbers on the wall, so nobody must guess the win. Shared credit. Say we more than me, and name names when you celebrate. Clear roles. Who owns what by when fog creates friction? Feedback without humiliation. Correct in private. Coach with dignity and document the path forward. Succession planning. Require every leader to produce their replacement before they get a promotion. No successor, no elevation. Jethro told Moses, select able leaders, place them over thousands, hundreds, fifties, tens, structure, scales, care. Exodus 18. That's not control, that's capacity. Eagles understand this. Write it down. The mother eagle doesn't build a palace to trap eaglets. She builds a nest to train them. She feeds them, tests them, makes the nest uncomfortable, then pushes them to fly. And when they catch the wind, she doesn't call them rebellious, she calls them ready. Are there eagles in this room? Then say it with me. I raise eagles. Louder, I raise eagles. Activation now. Write down one person you will intentionally develop this quarter, one name. Schedule the first training session this week. Define one safe responsibility you will delegate within 14 days. Identify the metric you will use to measure their growth and the celebration you will give when they hit it. Tell your neighbor, my ceiling will be their floor. Say it again. I raise eagles. Because true power is stewardship. Influenced by the king's design, multiplies gifts, protects dignity, and releases destiny. And when you empower people, you will never need manipulation. Your sons and daughters will become your testimony. Your fruit will speak your name in rooms you never enter, and your legacy will outlive your breath. Law number 7, write this down. Guard your circle. You become like the company you keep. Your circle will either protect your integrity or pressure you into manipulation. Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. And 1 Corinthians 15:33 warns, do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character. I got news for you. Character doesn't die first in a scandal. It dies quietly at a table surrounded by the wrong people. Are there eagles in this room? Then listen with discipline, because altitude requires atmosphere. Environments shape ethics. Ecosystems produce instincts. Manipulators know this. So they recruit enablers, people who call pressure excellence, who rename fear loyalty, who baptize shortcuts as strategy. Eagles require accountability, people who measure fruit, not feelings, who ask for receipts, not rumors, who love you enough to say no. Write this down. Your ethics are not only personal, they are environmental. If you sit in smoke long enough, you will smell like what you survived. Psalm 1 declares blessing on the one who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, because counsel becomes cadence and cadence becomes character. Identify the harmful circles. Please don't get offended. Get free. Gossip networks, people who traffic in private pain as public entertainment. If they bring you someone's shame today, they will export yours tomorrow. Flattery only friends. Sugar on a rotten tooth. Profuse are the kisses of an enemy. Proverbs 27:6. Opportunists who feed on your platform, they love your spotlight, not your soul. When the light shifts, so will their loyalty. Vultures attracted to dead things. They circle failure, sniff for scandal, and grow excited when something decays. Write this down. Vultures eat what you should bury. And pigeons, yes. Pigeons pecking at crumbs and tweeting rumors, addicted to noise and allergic to growth. Are there eagles in this room? Leave the balcony of chatter. Take the mountain of covenant. Choose covenant relationships. You need a Nathan who can confront your blind spot and protect your destiny. 2 Samuel 12. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Proverbs 27:6. That means the cut that heals is kinder than the kiss that kills. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. Two are better than one, for if they fall, one will lift up his companion. Ecclesiastes 4. Eagles test before they trust. Give people a twig before you give them your future. Small truth, small task, small treasury, and watch how they carry it. Write this down. Covenant is confirmed by consistent care under no applause. Now, boundaries, practical, visible, enforceable. Decision filters. If it violates our values, it is an automatic no. If it hides the numbers, it is a no. If it shames people to say yes, it is a no. Access levels. Not everybody gets your midnight. Reserve your soul hours for your covenant core. Peers in one lane, mentors above you, mentees below you, and the market at the gate. Stop mixing strangers with sacred places. Financial transparency. 2 signatures for large disbursements. Monthly open books to your finance board. Documented reimbursements. Light kills fungus. Communication protocols. No gossip tolerated. Matthew 18, pathway. Go to your brother first. Then bring witnesses. Then bring governance. Keep minutes. Confirm decisions in writing. Sabbath and rest rhythms. Exhaustion invites manipulation because tired leaders trade integrity for speed. Jesus said, come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest a while. Mark 6:31. Write this down. Rest is a moral boundary. Sleep protects standards. Activation now. Audit your circle. A for assignment partners, B for builders, C for casual, D for drainers. Adjust access accordingly this week. Establish 1 integrity board. 3 people who can ask you anything and expect documents, not drama. Schedule a 90-day association fast from gossip rooms and flattery feeds. And write this down. 1 relationship boundary you must set immediately. Name it, date it, communicate it. Tell your neighbor, I will fly with eagles. Say it again, till your history hears you. I will fly with eagles. Because when your circle is clean, your conscience stays strong, and you'll never need manipulation to lead. Your environment will guard your legacy. Your friends will shield your name, and your integrity will become a fortress that even storms respect. Now we seal it. I want you to hear me like a father sending his children to nations. This is the ark. Become so valuable you don't need tricks. Keep your motives clean so influence becomes ministry. Build trust through time and test because covenant beats charisma. Speak with vision, not vagueness. For clarity is love. Use pressure for altitude storms. Prove your character. Multiply others so you never drift into domination. And guard your circle because your atmosphere protects your integrity. That is clean power. Write this down. Kingdom influence is stewardship value carried with purity, proven over time, communicated with clarity, refined by storms, multiplied through service, and protected by boundaries. I got news for you. Your assignment is bigger than your reputation. Your calling is heavier than public opinion. Do not trade souls for speed, yours or theirs. Refuse the shortcuts that stain consciences and scar communities. The cemetery is already too rich with unwritten books, unsung songs, unbuilt systems, unhealed families. Make a decision tonight. Do not add to its wealth. Die empty. Pour it all out. Spend your gifts while you have breath. Are there eagles in this room? Then hear your mandate carry clean power until the end. I'm going to lead you in a commitment now. Open your mouth and make history with your own voice. Say it with me. I will not manipulate to matter. Again, like thunder, I will not manipulate to matter. Say, I will serve to lead. I will build trust. I will empower. My value will speak. My motives will be clean. My word will have weight. My vision will be plain. My storms will lift me. My sons and daughters will soar. My circle will stay holy. Now tell your neighbor, my legacy will be lives, not likes. Say it again until doubt leaves. My legacy will be lives, not likes. Listen, eagles, this week you will practice the ark. Add 1 line of value to your craft every day. Purify 1 motive before you act. Repair 1 trust you broke. Clarify 1 foggy sentence into a plain instruction. Face 1 storm without panic and turn it into a plan. Empower 1 person with a safe responsibility. Set one boundary and enforce it without apology. That is not theory, that is obedience. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Altitude is for the clean-hearted. My greatest wish for you is simple. You will reach the finish line with nothing left inside. No unspoken truth, no undeveloped gift, no withheld love, no apology unsent, no student untrained. When your time comes, may you say, I am poured out. My seed has become trees. My ceiling has become floors. My name is a key my children can spend with joy. Give yourself a hand for deciding to lead pure. Go now, die empty, lead pure, and leave a trail of lifted lives. Because kingdom influence is clean power built on value, proven by character, and measured by the lives you raise. Are there eagles in this room? Then mount up, and I'll meet you at the top.